Hello and welcome to Sports Update on Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. We'll be looking at some stories making the round in the world of sports this evening with a whole lot of stories that have been lined up on the show. But we'll start with athletics this evening where Tobi Amusan Tobi Express, Nigerian African track queen, Tobi Amusan, will be leading other Nigerian athletes for the New York City Grand Prix, will take place on the June 8th to 9th as a preparation for the Paris Olympic Games continues for Nigerian athletes. The likes of Favor Philly, Favor Ashe and Co will all be there at the New York Grand Prix will take place in the United States of America from the end. It's a 2 days event, but Nigerian star, that is Tobi Amusan, will be representing on the 100 meters hurdles women's event, while Favor Philly also in the 200 meter and 100 meters, where she will test her might again in the 100 meter, and Favor Ashe and Co will all be running in that particular event that will happen at the New York Grand Prix in the United States of America between the June 8th and 9th 2024, which is a welcome development. And you know, the Paris Olympic Games is just we just have a few weeks away to the Paris Olympic Games, less than 50 something days to that event. And the track in Paris will be feeling the firepower of Nigerian athletes. Tobi Amusan will be there, Favor Ashe will be there, Favor Philly will be there, Kwevu will be there, Akitola will be there. The Nigerian, that is relay teams will be there, apart from the women's relay team, who still have a chance of qualifying for the 4x400 meter relay women's team, where they will be taking part at the CAA, that is the Africans event, which will happen I think this week. That event will be going down, and Nigerian 4x4 relay team for women will be at least hoping to get the Olympic ticket after the men did it at the Bahamas relay. We also have our mixed relay team that will be there. There's our mixed relay team. The likes of Chidi Okezie and Co will all be Nathaniel will be there for the Nigerian relay team. So we also have Chukwe Bukaine Kwechi in shot put. So, but for the New York Grand Prix is a preparatory ground for all of our athletes to test how ready they are for the Paris Olympic Games. So it's good. These events are just coming fast, thick and fast, so that they can be fit and be in shape before the Paris Games. Let's see what will happen at the New York Grand Prix, because in the women's 100 meters hurdle, the likes of Kendra Harrison and Co would be in that event, and Tobi Amusan will want to take a revenge after Kendra Harrison defeated her at just weeks ago. Also, right there in United States of America. So good one for all of our Nigerian athletes who will be participating at the New York Grand Prix. All right, I don't know. We'll have Dan Amisiha from Mina joining us this evening again. If he's ready, let's have him on the show and probably look at all of the stories that has been lined up. But let's go over to this next story. It concerns the Nigerian Youth League. It's a good thing that the ministry has, and okay, we have Dan that's from Mina joining us this evening. Dan Amasa, welcome to Sports Update on Trust TV this evening. It's good we're having you on the show this evening.
Thank you very much for having me this wonderful evening.
Okay, Tobi Amusan, before we talk about the Youth League, Tobi Amusan, the first story, will be leading other Nigerian contingent for the New York Grand Prix between the 8th and 9th of June. That's a few days away from now. It's a 2 days event, and New York will be having Tobi Amusan and other Nigerian athletes for this particular event. And you know, the Olympics is coming so close, and we need all of these events to prepare our athletes for the Paris Games.
Thank you so much once again for having me on this special, wonderful program. Let me start by saying that it's a good thing that we're having someone like Tobi Amusan, leading the Nigerian contingent, bearing in mind that she is actually based in the United States of America, and she has been doing so well for the country. And we hope that this time around she can translate all the effort she has been putting in previous Diamond League and other major competition into results by ensuring that we have a very good showing at the Olympics. And her presence alone and leading others in the championship in the United States of America in New York precisely will spur others to do their very best. And I can assure you that if all is well with us and we're all putting our hands on deck to ensure that, especially the Minister of Youth and Sport, I am made to believe that are actually doing all they can to see that Nigeria have a very good outing. So Tobi Amusan has an opportunity perhaps this time around to go not just to the Olympic, but equally show and have a very good, give a very good account of herself. I have this feeling that this is going to be a year. So we hope that this kind of exposure is good for our athletes, especially preparing for major competitions like the Olympics.
Yes, preparing for major competition like the Olympics, though the Onzirike will also be there alongside Favor, Philly and Co. Let's see how it goes. Now let's go straight to the second story, that is the Nigerian Youth League. Now, the Ministry of Sports Development has endorsed that particular league so that we can have the Youth League up and running. Though we have a league that is organized by the NPFL, Nigerian Premier Football League under 17 League, which was organized by the league, as in by the league body, but now want to have let me say a standard youth league, and now the ministry has endorsed the league. The CEO of that league, Robinson Adakosa, actually expressed gratitude to the sports ministry, that is the sports ministry, the Minister of Sports, Senator John Onwaneno, actually seeing reasons how they can actually have this league. Not just one-off thing. It should be something that will be up and running. In England, in EPL, they also have the youth league. If we look at, they have the under-19 league for both. They have the women's league. They have a league cut across ages where they can scout talents, and it's a good thing we're having this. Despite we might just say maybe it's too late for us to have the youth league, something that must have been up and running before now. But I think we are moving in the right direction. Thank God the ministry has endorsed the league. So we just have we just want to look at the way forward.
All right. Thank you so much. I want to believe that you're absolutely correct, that it's long overdue for us to have this kind of league. But one area in which I think I want to differ a little with what you said or your submission is that when we look at it critically, it is not the place of the ministry to begin to see how they will run a league. It is actually the responsibility of the Nigerian Football Federation. That is their core mandate. And that is why they should be the ones to actually scout for sponsors to run the league. But in a situation where we're beginning to... Are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm with you. Go ahead.
Okay. In a situation where we're having the ministry actually now throwing their hearts into the ring and supporting it. Yes, they can do it from political perspective, but in the real sense of it, it's not the place of the ministry to actually support or maybe throw resources into it. They should attract and create the enabling environment for football to thrive. Football can only thrive from the grassroots. It should be a bottom-up approach, not the other way around. So if the ministry is interested, I think they have friends and they have people who are partnering with them. They should be able to talk to them to throw their, resources at the league, not just coming out just to endorse it or maybe supporting it. Because I don't know if there is any country anywhere in the world where the sport ministry directly supports or runs a league. So the football...
Okay, we lost your audio there.
Government bodies should be allowed to run the league, but they should be... Sorry, it's maybe the technical problem out there.
Go ahead, I can hear you. Go ahead, Dan.
Okay. Thank you. What I was trying to say in a summary is that it is not the place of the ministry alone or to say that they want to really... yes, they can endorse a competition, but the reality is that they should allow the football house, that means the football federation, to actually run this show. The two concepts are almost the same, whether under 17, under 15, or whatever category you call it. The most important thing is that we should have a youth league. And the Ministry of Sport, they are not just for football, it's just an all-encompassing ministry. So they should create the enabling environment and allow every individual sport to thrive. So I don't really subscribe to the idea of saying that they want to just endorse it and support it, because I don't know if there is any budgetary provisions for them to run a youth league. I don't think so, because in the 2024 budget, I don't think there is any provision to that effect. So they can't create the enabling environment. All we need to do now is to allow the Nigerian Football Federation go all out to source for sponsors. This is the only way to go, so that our youth teams, especially under 17 and under 20, can be able to benefit from these concepts.
Yes, can able to benefit from this content. That's our age grade teams under 17 and under 20, which is the way forward to go. The NFF is also spearheading this youth league. Technically, they are in partnership with the sports ministry to see how the league can be up and running. The thing is, we shouldn't just have this one off 18, and at the end of the day, we might not hear anything about the league. But let's see how it goes. At least let's start it first, and then after that we can take it up from there. All right, so still talking about Nigerian football, club football. Now let's go straight to the senior league in the land, where one governor is talking tough and is ready, is backing the team. They are the top of the table. That is Enugu Rangers, who are the top of the Nigerian Premier Football League table, and governor of that state, governor of Enugu State, is giving the backing to Enugu Rangers to beat Enyimba of Aba when they meet in match day 35 this weekend, which is going to be somehow title decider. If Enugu Rangers wins, definitely they will be 5 points clear of that is Enyimba of Aba, a team that has won the Nigerian Premier League 9 good times. So Governor Peter Umba has thrown his support backs Rangers, Enugu Rangers, to beat Enyimba of Aba. Let's quickly look at the table before Dan will react to it. Let's have the table. We'll have the table in there. Before we have the table, now the Nigerian Premier Football League, we are entering match day 35 this weekend. Enugu Rangers is at the top after that goalless draw against Sporting Lagos at the Unicon Stadium in match day 34. And the thing is, they were able to hold on to the table 2 points ahead of Enyimba of Aba right now, who they will be playing in match day 35 over the weekend at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium in Enugu State. And now the governor is giving every support, because that game, in a way, is a title decider for the 2023-2024 MPFL season.
Well, I want to really see it from a different perspective. When you see a team doing well at the summit, or is at the summit of the table like Rangers are right now, of course, it's natural for a governor of a state to throw his weight behind his team. Rangers, we all know, is a government team and being sponsored by the Enugu state government. But then Enyimba is confronting a very traditional force in Enyimba. And Enyimba is a serious dark and a very strong contender for the title as well. But again, local derbies like we are going to witness match day 25 is such that if you are not very careful, you begin to count your chicks before they hatch. So Rangers should be very careful in that kind of encounter, because even though we know Enyimba itself is going through a transitional period, having lost the head coach to the Super Eagles, but again, the capable replacement who is able to do what is needed to ensure that, because Enyimba's season will be decided by what is the outcome of that very encounter. But be that as it may, we all know that these are local derbies, rental derbies, where both teams are based within the same geopolitical zones. They know each other very well. And in Elechiku, we have a very wonderful coach in Rangers. That was the purpose why he was brought to Rangers, so that he could win titles. But at this point, Rangers knew that if they sleep against Enyimba, they are not, or they might not likely win the league title. But I want to strongly believe that football fans will really have a good time out there in Enugu. But I strongly believe that such a match, we should pay close attention to it, because it might go either way. I don't really see Rangers actually beating Enyimba at this point.
Okay, you don't.
I'm sticking out my neck. Maybe you are just surprised.
Well, the first leg,
You're surprised I'm sticking up my neck.
the first leg
Yeah, go
ended
ahead. Sorry.
the first leg was 1-1 draw right there at the Aba International Stadium where Enugu
How about
Rangers played
yeah,
away to Enyiba, and now it's going to be the reverse fixture. So it's an Oriental derby, and whenever it is the Oriental
yeah,
derby, you know what it is: Enyiba Enyi against the Antelopes of Enugu State. Let's
and
see how it
Dollops.
goes. It's a big one. They say when two elephants fight, the grass will suffer it, and that is what we're going to see. The boots of both players will be clashing. Best of the coaching, and we know that Enyimba now has Yema, the assistant coach, who has been promoted to the head coach after Finidi joined the Super Eagles. So let's see how it goes. Experience against young one. So Lechuku is an experienced coach, and Yema himself is just coming into the fold. He's a young coach. At least let's see what is going to happen. I think it's the biggest match of match day 35 in the Nigerian Premier Football League. All right, let's leave Enugu State and go straight to another state that is not far from that state. Talking about Uyo, where the Super Eagles will be clashing against the Bafana Bafana of South Africa. And as we know, the South African team will arrive Uyo today, Wednesday. They will be in Uyo, and we know due to the strike delay and what have you, but the team, the crew, the officials and everybody will be in Uyo today. And that game will come up on Friday, on the 7th of June, against the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Now, I think with the South African team coming into town today, Wednesday being Wednesday, I think all hands will be on deck. As of yesterday, the media were not allowed to see the Super Eagles training, and as we speak, Ademola Lookman and co have finally, and Alex Iwobi has joined the guys in camp as we speak right now. They arrived this afternoon. So I think the camp has these guys. They have our own Super Eagles have the arrival of Iwobi and Ademola Lookman as we speak. But for the South African team, they are arriving in Uyo today to also get themselves prepared for that clash on Friday.
Okay, I think there is this fear by some Nigerians really that, and I think it has been echoed by Henacho. He is actually of the opinion that, okay, the strikes and what have you not have happened, and it has slowed down the preparation of the Nigerian team. But be that as it may, I still believe strongly that the hottest property in the Nigerian Super Eagles lineup right now is Ademola Lookman.
Yeah.
And if he can translate half of the form that he has exhibited in the just concluded league in Italy, I think we will be seeing a Nigerian side that will really have the upper hand against the South Africans. But we should be cautious of the fact, like we'll be saying, that most Nigerians are actually remembering what happened in 2017 when these boys, the Bafana Bafanas came into town and spoiled show for Nigeria, so to say. Yeah. So we should be really cautious. And beyond that, we should also be taking this match very seriously. I learned that the NFF and the organizers there are actually fixing some gate fees ranging from 1,000 to 3,000 and above or thereabouts. We should allow Nigerians to actually have access to the stadium to cheer these Eagles to victory. These are the little things we need to do to ensure that we support them to victory. Okay. But as for the league has just ended in Europe, and most of these players are actually coming in from Europe. So I don't think there will be any much match rustiness on the part of the players. Who among the players who have been playing regularly in their team has actually rested much and that will be off form at this point? I don't think there are much issues there. So we should be expecting these players to come in with a form that they just concluded the European League, come into town and perhaps carry on from there. Yes, we had some little hiccups due to some national issues that are beyond anyone's control, but then those issues have been resolved. They are back to motherland. Here they have to do justice to what has been happening. And all we need is just the 3 points, like I've been echoing over and over again. All we need, whether we play well or we don't play well, so long as we have the 3 points in the kitty, I think we are done and good for it.
Okay, we are done and good for it. All right, before we go this evening, let's quickly just run over some transfer stories in the world of sport. Let's look at this one from Tottenham Hotspur, where they are ready to sell Jed Spence to Genoa permanently. He was loaned to Genoa in Italy as in loan. He was on loan to Genoa, and now Tottenham Hotspur are ready to actually make that deal, that loan deal permanent for Genoa if everything goes as planned. And then for Chelsea, well, I think Arsenal fans will not like this. Chelsea hope to rival Arsenal in the race for RB Leipzig forward Benjamin Sesko. Whenever Arsenal scouts a player, Chelsea just come and snap that player up, and now they are ready to do battle with Arsenal for this particular player who's making rave in Europe. Is one of the hottest strikers in Europe, and they want to have him on their book. And then the last one this evening is Arsenal also in the news. AS Girona's winger Victor Tisgankov is a fantastic guy for Girona. We know what Girona did in Spanish La Liga, but at the end of the day, they will be playing the Champions League. Arsenal also will be playing the Champions League, so it's now left for him to make his choice, either to stay or good come down to Arsenal and play in the EPL. All right, that is where we'll be leaving it on the show this evening. Dan, thanks for joining us on the show this evening. It's been a wonderful one having you around, and that is it on the program. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. Say thanks for watching.